Alright, for the next portion of this suspension here, I need to figure out how high it actually needs to be and how much space needs to be between it and the trailer frame. So to do that, I've got the trailer here propped up, 3/4 inch square tube in the back, 1/2 inch in the front, and I've got one of the wheels and tires I'll be using in here. So I may end up having to modify these, we'll see. There's not a lot of space. I didn't apparently think that through enough. So if we set that in there, now you can see where it needs to go, the height, so, and how much room we got. Let's measure that. So it doesn't actually need to be on that side to measure it. It can be anywhere. Set 0 right on the ground here. So we're about 37 millimeters to the center. So if that's 37 millimeters to the center, here we're 55 millimeters from the ground. So let's do some work on our blueprint so we don't forget numbers. So we were this number 37 mm's. This number was 55 mm's to the frame. So that leaves me with 18 millimeters. So if I have an 11 millimeter bearing, center of that would be 5.5 from my tires. So they give me 5.5. 5.5. I have 18. Let's go an even 20 just for the heck of it. 5.5. 20 minus 5.5 is 14.5. So I have 14.5 millimeters from the top of my bearing to the bottom of my frame. So that's how tall my piece needs to be.
Racing action on 9:10 a.m. KCJB. Listen live at KCJB910.com or on the free iHeartRadio app. Racing action brought to you by RTC and 9:10 a.m. KCJB.
Have you ever wanted to own your own personal transportation vehicle? How about registration at 8 a.m.
Alright, so now the idea is the bearing can fit in here, so I need to make a cup to weld in there. So this doesn't need to be the full length, so I could probably get 3 out of 1 length of this.
Of commercial chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
and dangerous. So let the experts at Legend Electric diagnose your problem and get the job done right. Residential or commercial, installations, upgrades, wiring needs, breakers keep tripping? Don't trip out. We'll explain it all. Electrical systems are stressful, and you can count on us to get it done quick. Family owned and operated and free estimates. Check out our reviews online. Just visit legendelectricnd.com and let Legend Electric recharge your life.
Minot's Rock Station, 105.3 The Fox, brings you this job connection.
Fort Bear's Casino and Lodge is preparing to open and is looking for people to fill full and part-time positions. Work in a comfortable environment with
Alright, now I've got this clamped in here. Time to drill my center hole. Alright, now I need to measure up. Let's see, I need enough room for the bearing to clear. So that'll be what? It's 11 millimeters, so half of that would be 5.5 millimeters. Then I need enough room for a screw to line them up.
Text the nationwide keyword cash, C-A-S-H, to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's cash to 200-200.
Let's go there.
It's time for another hour of kick-ass rock. Minot's Rock Station, 105.3 The Fox.
Alright, let's break them apart. Now I want to tap the solid piece. Now let's lop it off. What I want to do now, I probably should have done it before I took that off, which I'll do on the next one, is I want to drill that up to 11 millimeters. So let's see if I have a bit that's 11 millimeters. I don't. The closest I can get is 10.5. So. So to finish it off, we'll need la Dremel. .3, 11.2. All right, we've got 11 millimeters.
My family likes to do stuff, but Mama Bear loves to save her cash. That's why the first stop for Ava, the deals are
All right, that's in there lined up, and now the next step I do is weld it in.
all the time.
$10,000 to the high school class of 2020.
All right, now let's mark these to cut. Alright, now if you look, the steel piece is flush with the end of all those. Nice. Now I want to sand down the tops until they're flush with the top of those. Alright, now I got a bunch of these. So now the next thing I need to do, weld these inside of these.
A little trouble there, Matt? Yep, this mower is a piece of junk. Then you better head to Specialty Outdoor Equipment.
Specialty Outdoor Equipment is your local source for top quality mowers and small engine repair. We have a great mechanic on hand able to tune up your outdoor equipment. We offer fast, friendly service at an affordable price. And we are a Walker Mower dealer, so you can choose a new Walker Mower for all your commercial or residential.
Alright, now I've got to sand these smooth and then cap the back. Alright, now I've got these. They're all welded into one nice piece. Now it needs a back. Alright, now I've got all four of these welded solid. Sand them down again. Alright, now they're all sanded smooth. Now the next thing I want to do is drill these out. So I want them to be well below the well below the 11 millimeter outside diameter, so it leaves a ring around the edge. but I want it big enough that it doesn't interfere with the axle or the suspension, which is 6 millimeters. So this is 8 millimeters. That'll be good.
At AutoZone, we've always been here to help you get what you need to go where you need. That hasn't changed. In need of
Now if you look inside there,
now you can get 5 quarts of Castrol GTX high mileage motor oil.
you can see there's a lip all around it.
$27.99. And if you need
Perfect. So when I cut it apart, it should cup that bearing in there nicely. Alright, and that's going to be it for today. Took me a while to figure out what to do. Once I figured it out, I think I got a good plan here. So, as of now, I basically have the shell that'll do the clamping of the bearing and hold it from going side to side. There's still some burrs on the inside I'll have to clean up later. Because obviously there's no way to do it right now. So the plan now is next time I'm gonna weld some tabs on here, on the sides, some little ears, and then drill them and tap them, and that way I'll have a way to clamp, and then I can cut those in half right through the center of the tabs, right through the center of all this, so that way it can come off and clamp around that bearing. Once I get those cut off, centered, the next thing I'm going to do is get them welded onto some sort of thing to space them appropriately. And then probably cut them to length. After that, they'll be ready to put on the trailer itself and bolt the axles up. So maybe another day, maybe 2. We'll see how the process goes. Today, this took me a lot of thinking to get this figured out. A good way to do it. So that's what took up a lot of my time today. But once I got it, it's a lot of little steps. A lot of fab just to get here. But then that'll be perfect. So that 11 millimeter bearing will fit right in that inside piece, and then it won't fit through this outside. So we'll just hold it there, and it can ride around. I'll have them spaced so they're sitting right next to these guys. Might, I don't know, maybe put a piece of brass that I can screw on to wear on here so it doesn't squeak or something. Maybe something, because I forgot to put a little washer or something on the inside when I welded them. I just put the bearings right on, so we'll figure something out though. Maybe I'll even just leave them and have them ride right alongside those arms. We'll see. Pretty neat though, huh? Now if I had probably a mill, I probably could have made the 2 halves separate milled out pieces, but I don't, so this is pretty much the alternate. Pretty much a handmade way to do it. Pretty fucking cool though, I'm excited. Those look neat. This little hollow thing with a oh man, the simple things in life. This has proven to be quite a puzzle. The things I thought would be easy are actually still pretty complicated. So, we'll see. Got a lot more work, probably many more days to get this sucker ready for paint. So, hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.